What's up, everybody? It is Friday, and you all know what that means. It is time for the weekly Movie Idiot Show. Your not best damn movie show you're gonna find on YouTube, but just some idiot in a chair talking about movies, entertainment, TV news, and all that fun stuff. And I'm here for you every Friday at 9:30 Central Standard Time is when we do it. So hope you guys enjoy this week's show. We got a lot of topics. Last week, not so many movie topics. This week, a lot. We got a lot of stuff that we're going to be going over. Little disclaimer about a lot of the topics this week. There are a lot of political or politically charged issues interwoven within a lot of the topics for this week's Movie Idiot Show. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a movie and entertainment TV talk show. So we don't do politics. We will discuss or brush across them in the sense of how they relate to movies, TV, and entertainment. Which is what we will be doing today on some of these topics. But I just want to let you guys know that some of the topics could be a little controversial. But I want to say, too, if you guys are commenting below and whatnot, please, as my guys Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. Be nice. Let's try to keep it civil. So anyway, we have plenty of stuff to go over today, and we're going to get right to it here. Before we get to our main topics today, or our off-the-top topics, I should say, how would you like to know, I bet you would like to know, how you can send in your comments, suggestions, topics, and things for the Movie Idiot Show? Well, it's pretty simple. You can do that a few ways. You can send them into themovieidiot@gmail.com. You can email me. You can comment or message me on Twitter at MovieIdiot1 or on Facebook at the same, at MovieIdiot1. You can find me either way. Or you can do the best thing you can do and help support the channel, help support the show, and help support moi by going to streamlabs.com/movieidiot, and you can send in a tip. When you send in a tip, and actually we'll go over, when you send in a tip, your comments and stuff get bumped up to the tippity top of all the comments and all the suggestions and topics for the show. So when you send in tips, we bump your stuff right up to the top. We want this show to be interactive. I want you and your voice to be heard on the Movie Idiot Show, as well as my stupid opinion. So that being said, we are going to get to our main topics of the day, our off the tops. And the first main off the top topic for today is, well, I had just mentioned them. It's our friends Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted Face the Music. Bill and Ted 3. Finally, officially a trailer for Bill and Ted 3. I am excited. I am very excited. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey came out when I was pretty young, and Bogus Journey was more in my early teens. But I loved them both. Great, awesome. Keanu Reeves and God, you never remember the other actor's name. It's killing me right now. I should have wrote it down. I'm sorry, but he hasn't done anything since Bill and Ted, but they brought him back and he's there, and the trailer dropped, and you guys, you gotta go check it out. Check out the new Bill and Ted trailer. It is excellent. And I just love, they brought back Death from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and dude, I can't wait for this movie, and I hope I'm not disappointed, actually. And in fact, it's been so long, I haven't watched Bill and Ted. God, it's probably been over 20 years. So I need to go back and watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and then, just be ready, to be primed for Bill and Ted 3. But what do you guys think? Did you guys see the trailer for Bill and Ted Face the Music? What did you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. And yeah. All right. We're going to move on to our second main topic of the day. And the second main topic of the day, and this is where we're going to start getting into some of these more controversial topics. The second main topic of today is this. Hartley Sawyer, who plays Elongated Man on the CW's TV show The Flash, has been fired. He's been fired for tweets. Now, this isn't new news. We've seen this before. We've seen it with James Gunn. We've seen it with quite a few other celebrities as well. But James Gunn being one of the more recent ones, when he was fired from Disney and hired by Warner Brothers, and then eventually brought back to Disney. But Hartley Sawyer fired after racist and misogynist tweets. I don't have the tweets in this article here, but it does say, this article comes, by the way, from Hollywood Reporter. It does say, actor Hartley Sawyer has been fired from The Flash for a host of tweets containing misogynist, racist references that surfaced in the past week. Now, you can find these tweets, you guys, if you really want to. It's really not that hard. Just Google Hartley Sawyer tweets. I did look them up. They were between the years of 2012 and 2014 when most of these tweets were dated. So that's what we're looking at. Tweets that he put out. And then here, we'll just follow up here. A statement from CW says, Hartley Sawyer will not be returning to the season 7 of The Flash. The CW producers said, in regards to Mr. Sawyer's post on social media, we do not tolerate derogatory remarks that target any race, ethnicity, nationality, origin, gender, or sexual orientation. Such remarks are man, I cannot read today. Antithetical and our values and policies, and which strive to evolve and promote safe, inclusive, productive environment for our workforce. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I did go and see the tweets, and they were bad. They were really bad, some of the stuff. I see what he was trying to do. He was trying to be funny, much like James Gunn was trying to be funny, but it was not funny, and it was much worse than James Gunn's tweets, in my opinion, which were not great as well. But here's where it gets interesting. James Gunn got fired by Disney for this and hired by Warner Brothers right away. It didn't take long at all for Warner Bros. To come in and pick him up. So why is this guy getting fired by Warner Brothers if they were okay with it from James Gunn? Say what you want about the tweets. The tweets were bad. They're obscene. They're bad. But Warner Brothers isn't picking a lane here. Warner Brothers is, it's okay for James Gunn because he's a major Hollywood director, but this actor on our show, not okay for him. He can't do this. Shouldn't it be one or the other? Shouldn't you outline your policies? Hey, this is our policy. You break it, you don't go. You broke that policy. You got fired from Disney. I'm sorry, James Gunn. You can't come direct Suicide Squad for us. That's what I think it should be. But it's not. They're playing favorites because one of those two guys is going to make them possibly billions of dollars. And the other one is on a TV show. And that is the difference, my friends. And it's a bit of a hypocritical difference in my opinion. And I think Warner Brothers really needs to look in the mirror. And also, by the way, lest we not forget that Ezra Miller, your current Flash, literally like grabbed a woman by the throat and, kind of like helped her to the ground. And that's on video, and he hasn't been fired. Again, why? Well, because one of those, now this is the movie cinematic Flash, mind you, Ezra Miller. One of those people can possibly make you $1 billion. And the other guy is a secondary character on a CW TV show. And that is where the problem is, in my opinion. Look, draw your policies and stick to your policies, Warner Brothers. That's what they need to do. They need to draw up their policies and stick to their policies. And I'm sorry, if you can still make them $1 billion, they need to draw that line in the sand and say, no, it doesn't matter. And it shouldn't matter. If you're going to have that policy, then have it across the board. That's my opinion. What do you guys think about the firing of one Mr. Hartley Sawyer from The Flash? Do you think Elongated Man got the bad treatment? Do you think he deserved it? And do you think Warner Brothers is right or wrong in doing this? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts, or of course you can always send in tips or emails or all that stuff. You can see all of my information on the screen. Let me know what you guys think. And yep, we're going to move on to our next topic of the day. Now, the next topic, it's pretty simple. Guys, it is finally happening. Production on Into the Spider-Verse 2 has kicked off. I love Into the Spider-Verse. That movie was awesome. I didn't think it was gonna be awesome, but it was. And I gotta show you guys this. So Nick Kondo at Nick Tyson post this little first day on the job with this little video here, Into the Spider-Verse. And I'm gonna read this article here. This one comes from Collider. If you were wondering about why your Spidey sense has been going off the last 24 hours and you don't know why, fear not. We've got the answer. On Monday, Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse 2 lead animator Nick Kondo confirmed production had officially begun. It's been more than 6 months since the sequel to the Oscar-winning Sony Pictures was first announced. So basically, we got some confirmation now. They're working on the movie Into the Spider-Verse. And again, I couldn't be more excited. Into the Spider-Verse was amazing. I thought it looked cool when I saw the trailers. I was like, man, this movie looks really neat. I love the design and the way that they're going about this. But seeing the movie, it was way more than just cool. That movie was amazing, and that's not a pun on the Amazing Spider-Man. That is just straight up, that movie was amazing. The writing, the way they shot it, I mean, it's animated, but like the angles and stuff that they did, is it cinematography if it's animation? I don't know. Like, somebody correct me if I'm not sure about that. But anyway, just the way that it was done and just the interaction of all the characters, and it was just phenomenally done. It was way better than I ever expected. I love animated Marvel movies and I love animated DC stuff, and I eat it up and I watch it all the time. And we'll get to some of that later in the show, actually. But I gotta tell you, man, this movie was top notch, and I am so excited for the sequel. But it doesn't really matter what I think. I'm just some movie idiot, right? The big question is, what do you guys think? Production starting. They are starting to make Into the Spider-Verse 2. It is coming, people. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think about that. And all right. So that being said, we are going to move on to our next off the top topic. I told you guys we had a lot of stuff to go over today here. So, and we're going to get right to the next one. And this one comes from Deadline. So let's see here. Now, this article may be from Deadline, but let's be real. You've probably heard this. So it started with Cops, the TV show Cops. Before I get to the article, actually, here. But the TV show Cops, which has been on the air for 31 years. 31 years the TV show Cops has been on, was canceled. And it's over and amid the ongoing protest of police brutality and everything going on with Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd, situation and all of that. And the decision was made to cancel Cops. Now, let's separate that one, because there's another show called Live PD, which aired on A&E. And it's a Cops-like show, but it's much newer, and it's been getting really good ratings, or pretty decent ratings, I should say. Cops, on the other hand, has not been. getting great ratings. So when Cops initially got canceled a couple of days ago, excuse me, I was kind of like, you know what? It was time. I felt like Cops had its run. First of all, Cops has been on 3 networks. It's been like 20 plus years on Fox. Fox finally canceled it. And somebody came in, I think it was Spike TV, came and picked it up. And then Spike TV basically defunct it and became a different network. So Cops has already been on 3 different networks now. And the ratings weren't great. A lot of people weren't watching Cops anymore. You know, I think it kind of ran its course, and then put on top of that everything going on in the world right now. I felt like it was time for Cops to go. The question then becomes, was it time for Live PD to go? And again, Live PD was pretty popular. So this, according to Deadline here, A&E has canceled its flagship series and one of the highest rated shows on basic cable, Live PD. A week after Live PD was pulled in the wake of the George Floyd death, the reality series hiatus has been made permanently. So A&E initially, when they did this, it was going to be a temporary thing. And I'm going to go to that because there was a quote here from, I think, the host here. So this is when it was just put on a hiatus. He says, the host of the show, Dan Abrams, here we go. He said, to all you asking whether hashtag LivePD is coming back, the answer is yes. All of us associated with the show are as committed as ever. We are still discussing some specifics, but I want to assure the Live PD Nation that we are not abandoning you. Well, apparently, that's not correct, because here's the statement from A&E. This is a critical time in our nation's history, and we have made the decision to cease production on Live PD. Going forward, we will determine if there is a clear pathway to tell the stories of both the community and the police officers whose role it is to serve them. And with that, we will be meeting with the community and civil rights leaders as well as police department. Wow. All I have to say is wow. It's a bold move by A&E. They're making a stand. They're choosing a side and they're making a stand. Whether you agree or whether you disagree, I applaud A&E for standing up for something they believe in, because let's face it, this was one of their most popular shows. This is one of the most popular shows on cable. And that's a stand. They stood up and they said, they dug their heels in. They said, you know what, we're gonna stop this and we're not gonna air it. Now, do I think it's gonna come back? I think it'll come back, and it won't be called Live PD, I don't think. But they're, like they said, they're gonna look into finding out a different way to show this. It's coming back. They're gonna find a way to make this come back one way or another. But I do have to say, I am thoroughly impressed with the stance that they're taking. I'm not even saying whether I agree they should or shouldn't have taken it off the air, but the thing I'm impressed about is they didn't pick money. They made a choice not based on money, which is very, very rare when it comes to networks and network TV and decisions like that. So in that particular way, I'm very impressed with this decision, because it doesn't happen very often. So bravo to A&E for that. They dug their heels in and they made a decision. As far as whether I agree with the decision or not, it's a really tough. That's a call that I just don't get paid enough to make, to be honest. People don't want to see cops right now. They don't want to see policemen right now. As a business decision, at that point, your job is to entertain people, and if people don't want to see that, then I think the choice was clear. A lot of people are going to be mad about it, and a lot of people are going to, say this is censorship. Well, first of all, this is not censorship. This is a choice made by private television networks, plural, on their own programming. They can choose to program what they want. And if you don't like that, you can choose not to watch. That's 101. This isn't the government coming in saying, hey, you got to take this off. No, it's not. This is A&E, and it's, what was it? It's not Spike. Crap, I can't remember what Spike turned into now. But anyway, Paramount. Spike turned into Paramount Network. Anyway, A&E and Paramount made choices to cancel shows that they owned. And they made a choice based on their political beliefs, and they have every right to do so. Whether you agree with the choice or not, that's up to you. But they have every right to do so, and they did. And, Paramount's was pretty easy. Again, not much ratings for Cops anymore, but A&E made a choice that it's going to cost them money. So they believe that much in this, that they chose to lose money. And for that, I applaud them. Whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, I'm not paid enough to say. That isn't my decision. But I applaud the stance. Taking the stance and not choosing the money, but choosing what they felt was the right thing to do. And I don't think it's censorship at all. So that's my opinion on the subject, and that's about as far as I'm going to delve into it. Because again, I don't want to get too political with all of this, but what do you guys think about A&E canceling live PD and the Paramount Network canceling Cops? Do you think it shouldn't have happened? Do you think it should have? Again, let me know in the comments below. And again, be excellent to each other. Be nice. You can have an opinion without being a dick about it. So that's all I got to say on that. And we're going to move on to the next topic that we got going on today. And it's another one that's going to be controversial at best. And here we go. The new Looney Tunes cartoons ban Elmer Fudd from having a gun, but other mayhem is okay. This is according to Deadline. So again, here we go. First of all, again, I've heard people say, this is censorship. No, it's not. Flat out, no. HBO Max is the one who has the new Looney Tunes, and they own it. Therefore, they can do with it whatever they choose. It is not censorship. The government didn't come in and say, you got to take the gun off of Elmer Fudd. HBO Max, Warner Brothers, made a choice, and they've made some really piss poor ones, because I still can't get HBO Max on Roku or Amazon Fire Stick, but we're not going to hash that up again. But they made a choice to not let Elmer Fudd have a gun anymore. They've made a choice, not to let Yosemite Sam have a gun anymore. But they've also made the choice to allow him to chase Bugs Bunny around with an axe, apparently. So that's going to be okay. This is a very politically charged topic. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna read the statements here. Elmer J. Fudd will have to find another way to bag that wascally wabbit Bugs Bunny during the hunting season, because the updated Looney Tunes and streaming of HBO Max, he won't be allowed to have a rifle, according to the project. The new versions of the classic cartoons, Fudd will still be hunting, but will use a scythe. It's a modification in response to the U.S. gun violence, according to the report. In response to U.S. gun violence, showrunners will not include firearms in Fudd's arsenal. That is not to say he has given up hunting Bugs Bunny, though. He just uses a scythe instead. According to Peter Braungart, executive producer of the series, we're not doing guns, but we can do cartoony violence. TNT, the Acme stuff, apparently no guns. He continues, I always thought, what if Warner Brothers had never stopped making Looney Tunes cartoons? As much as we possibly could, we treated the production in that way. The modern versions will reflect modern sensibilities, he said. We're going through this wave of anti-bullying. Everyone needs to be friends. Everyone needs to get along. Looney Tunes is pretty much the antithesis of that. It's two characters in conflict, sometimes getting pretty violent. HBO Max just launched kids' family programming. Warner Brothers animation. Well, anyway, I'm trying to see here if there's any more to it. Now, it does not say whether it doesn't look like, and from what I've heard, they're not going to edit the old ones. They're not going to edit out the guns from the old cartoons. They're simply, in the newer ones, not going to have guns in the newer ones. So what do I think? I don't care. I really don't care. I don't. Again, they made a choice with their own property not to include guns. Elmer Fudd's still going to go after, Bugs Bunny. He's still going to try to kill him. He's still going to try to hunt the Wascally Wabbit. But now it's going to be with traps and knives and axes and whatever. And I understand people who are gun enthusiasts, and they are all for guns and how they'd be mad about that. But in all honesty, you can have the exact same story arc minus the tool. It'd be like getting mad over somebody eating with a spork instead of a fork. The reason people are upset is because of the politics behind it. I personally don't care. I don't care if Elmer Fudd has a gun or not. I just don't. And it's not censorship because, again, the government isn't mandating it. It is just simply the company who owns the product, who chose not to let Elmer Fudd have a gun anymore. Okay, that's their choice. They own the product. And if you don't like that, again, you don't have to watch. That's the cool thing. You can choose not to watch just as much as they chose not to have the gun. So I don't care. I don't care either way. It doesn't bother me either way. I look at both sides of this argument, and I can see why people on one side are upset, and I can see why people on the other side are upset. But in reality, it just doesn't even buy. We have so many other things to worry about. Elmer Fudd having a gun is not one of them. So in my opinion, it doesn't matter. But that's just me, just some idiot here. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts. Should Elmer Fudd have his gun back? Should Yosemite Sam have his pistols? Or does it really not friggin' matter? Or you should definitely not, because I'm not there either. I'm just, whatever. That's me. So how do you guys feel about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think about Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam losing their weapons, or their guns, I should say, not all the other weapons. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next topic here, and it's kind of right on par with that particular one that we just covered. So the next topic goes over another cartoon, well, animated, not cartoon, but computer animated show called Paw Patrol. And Paw Patrol is come under some scrutiny. Now, initially, I heard that this was just kind of a joke, but this guy right here, the cop dog on Paw Patrol, now there are some people calling to have the cop dog removed from Paw Patrol. Again, amid, police brutality and everything going on. So this is interesting because this is one of the main, if not the main character of this show, right? Paw Patrol. It's about, what he does as the cop dog on the show. This is one of those times. Now, I got to tell you, my kids are older. I have not seen Paw Patrol in a while. But my thought process on it is that I really don't think they should remove it. And in fact, I think this is an opportunity to show what good police officers should look like. You have a character, you can portray what real good police officers should be, and how they should treat people. And you have a platform here where you have an ability to show kids what real good police officers should act like and how it should be done. So in this particular case, I don't agree with people when they're trying to get the police dog taken off of Paw Patrol. I saw a meme recently saying they're coming after the cop and the Village People next. But in all honesty, I don't agree with that. I don't think that we should be going after the police dog in Paw Patrol. I feel like that's actually an opportunity that we can use to spread more awareness on police relations with the public and how they treat people. And come on, look at this dog. Look at him. That's a perfect way to, that is a perfect character you can use to show kids how police relations should be with people and how they should treat people. And so in this particular case, I gotta say, guys, I don't agree with removing the cop dog from Paw Patrol, but what do you guys think? Let me know again in the comments below your thoughts. Should the old dog from the Paw Patrol be kicked off, the police dog, or should they use this as an opportunity to show how policemen should comport themselves, or police dogs in this case should comport themselves? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on that subject, and we're going to move on to our next topic. So, the next topic here, actually, that was the last main topic off the top. I apologize. That was the last main topic off the top, which brings us to our tip topics. And again, this show is interactive, my friends. It's interactive, and this is how you interact. You send in your tips and questions. You can send them to streamlabs.com/movieidiot. That's the best way to send in your comments, questions, topics to the show. And that is the best way, because what happens is when you send in your topic, question, or comment that way, you get bumped up to the front of the line. You get first dibs, VIP. And you also support the show, you support the channel, you support me, and I appreciate that. So, that being said, we had one tip topic again. So 3 weeks in a row, one tip topics again for $1. And that tip topic comes from Voldemort's Missing Nose. Great. Well done on the username, Voldemort's Missing Nose. So, anyway, tip topic 1 and only, Voldemort's Missing Nose. What is your opinion of HBO Max taking down Gone with the Wind? So again, another kind of big news topic going on here, and we're going to delve into that a little bit. So in case you don't know, and this comes to us from Variety, I went and looked it up on Variety here. Gone with the Wind hits. Now, there's been a little bit, this is kind of the tail end of that, because it was a few days ago when HBO Max took down Gone with the Wind. And what they did is they took it down temporarily. So Gone with the Wind hits #1 on Amazon's bestseller charts after HBO Max drops the movie. Now, that's a little bit misleading, because again, HBO hasn't permanently dropped the movie. Excuse me. So, Gone with the Wind zipped to the top of Amazon's bestseller charts for TV movies a day after Warner Media had pulled HBO Max for racist depictions. Amazon bases its rankings based on data. Currently offers the 70th anniversary DVD edition with Gone with the Wind for $29.95, and Amazon Video offers the movie as digital HD rental for $3.99 and for purchase for $10. It also went up to #5 on the Apple iTunes list. So here's what Warner Media had to say. Let's see here. So, Oscar-winning film Gone with the Wind was removed Tuesday from HBO Max streaming services temporarily. Warner Media said it plans to return the movie to the library, along with a discussion about the historical context for the 1939 movie and a denouncement of the movie's racist stereotypes. So, basically, and we've seen this a lot with movies and stuff here. We've seen it a lot with movies and stuff on streaming services and whatnot, where they will have a little disclaimer that comes up before the movie. It looks like they're going to go a little deeper than a disclaimer on this one, though. They're going to go into an in-depth discussion with it, just, explaining the movie, why it was made that way, what it was referring to, I gotta be honest. I have not seen Gone with the Wind in over 20 years. So, other than Frankly Scarlet, I don't give a damn. I don't remember a lot of the details, but I do know it was, based in the South and based during some really terrible race relation times. And, so how do I feel about HBO taking down the content? Again, may not be a popular opinion, but I don't care. It's their content. They can choose to do with it as they will. They're not going to edit the movie at all when they bring it back. They're not going to change one bit of it. It's not censorship because they're bringing it back. They just want to add that, a little discussion about race relations and whatnot, and they can choose to do that because it's theirs. The government isn't forcing them to do it, so I don't have a problem with it. They can choose to do with it what they want. And look what happened. They took it down, and it sold like hotcakes on Amazon, and it sold like hotcakes on iTunes. So people found a way to get this movie because they wanted it, So this is one of the most classic movies of all time. I think I'm happy that HBO is going to put it back, though. I prefer that. I like that because I think movies like this, somebody put it eloquently. They said it offers a window into the past, and the past sometimes is ugly. And I think we need movies like that to remind us. We can't just write it out of history like it didn't happen. It happened. It's terrible, and it happened. And movies like this help give us a little window into that. They show us what it was like back then. And I think that if you get rid of them entirely, you're going to have a whole generation of people who don't know. And people should know what happened. They should know the history. And so I think, putting it back and then adding a little historical context with a discussion is great. I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't bother me at all. And again, they're putting it back. So this isn't as big of a as, it's made out to be. They're going to put it back. They just want to have a little, disclaimer, a little discussion added to it and whatnot. And I think that's good. I don't have a problem with it. What do you guys think? Do you have a problem with HBO Max pulling Gone with the Wind? What do you think about the Amazon sales? I mean, my gosh, it jumped up to number 1 on Amazon, number 5 on Apple's iTunes list. What do you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on all of that. And and again, thank you to Voldemort's Missing Nose for our tip topic of the week. So, that brings us to, you know what? Before I get to the regular viewer interactions that I had, so I did have some viewer interactions on Facebook I'm going to go over, but I forgot to do this, and I said I was going to do this weekly, so we're going to wing this a little bit. And this is the We Got This Covered lie of the week. So let's go to wegotThisCovered.com here. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. We got this covered. And we're just doing this on the fly because I really like this segment. So let's find our We Got This Covered lie of the week. Shouldn't be that difficult. Let's see. No. I gotta find here. Let's go to movies. Actually, I'm gonna let you guys kind of ride with me here while I drive. So let's go to movies here and see. I'm sure we'll find a story from We Got This Covered that is bullshit because that's what they do. No. I know I saw one, and that's what's bothering me. I can't seem to find the damn one I'm looking for, and I forgot to add it in this stuff. See, this is all actual news. It's not rumors or anything like that here. Featured, maybe? Let's go to featured. No, it's top 5 Easter eggs. Figures. I can't find a good one right now. All right, well, we'll do this for another second. If I don't find anything, then we'll just move on. So, man, of course. We'll give it another 10 seconds. If I don't find what I'm looking for, then I'm out. And no, we're just gonna be up. All right. Well, sorry guys, I messed up the We Got This Covered Lie of the week, but I guarantee you, there's some lie there because they tell lies every week and it's terrible. So yeah, don't believe anything you get from We Got This Covered. So that being said, all right, we are gonna go to all of the viewer interaction that we had on Facebook. So here, let's see here. First comment I had. What about the new Bill and Ted movie? And I said, excellent! That comes from Chris. So thanks, Chris, for that. Here's one. Bradle wrote in. She said, what about Beyonce in the new Black Panther? A lot of people are mad about it, but I kind of want to see that now. So, Bradle, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Beyonce is not going to be in Black Panther 2. Here, I'll just look that up really quick to... Beyonce Black Panther 2. So there was a rumor going around that Beyonce was going to be in Black Panther 2, but it is not true. I found I think it was Screen Rant here. Here we go. Black Panther 2 Beyonce rumors debunked. Let's go over this one here. So, according to Screen Rant, Black Panther 2 rumors of Beyonce being involved in Marvel's movie soundtrack are debunked, with the singer-songwriter not expected to contribute. So, rumors of Beyonce being involved in Black Panther 2 have been debunked. Took quite a long time for Marvel Studios to release their first Black-led superhero. Let me see here. In fact, Black Panther went on to earn over $1 billion. Here, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find this part. Here, earlier this week. So here we go. Earlier this week, The Sun reported that Beyonce was in talks to sign a deal with Disney that would include contributing to the Black Panther 2 soundtrack. However, no such deal is in the works, according to Variety senior film writer Matt Donnelly. On Twitter, he debunked the rumor, saying, despite overwhelming excitement of the prospect, sources tell me that there is no big Disney film deal for Beyonce, and she will not contribute to the soundtrack for Black Panther 2. Donnelly went on to say that it's likely she will work with Disney again in some capacity. So I'm sorry to say, Bradle, no Beyonce in Black Panther 2, according to Variety, which is a more reliable source. So always check the sources. That's a big thing. So always check the sources. Haas writes in, one word, Dune. Indeed, man, indeed. I actually want to go back and watch. So Dune, if you guys don't know, is a book that was made into a movie and now is going to be redone this year. Production started, but then was stalled due to COVID. But I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I heard production is picking up again on Dune, and it's a big deal to a lot of fantasy movie fans. I got to tell you, I haven't seen the Dune movie in forever. I've never read the book, but I do want to go back and watch the old movie just to kind of get a recontext of it, because I get it confused with Enemy Mine a lot. And again, this is from my childhood, so you have to bear with me here. It's been, a hot minute since I've seen it. So I do want to go back and watch Dune again, just to kind of get some context on it. But I am excited for the movie because I love me some fantasy filmmaking, man. It's going to be some good stuff. So thanks, Haas, for sending that in. I appreciate it. And there we go. So Jake writes in, talk about the fact that Back to the Future is a perfect movie. Well, Jake, Back to the Future is a perfect movie. It's one of the most perfect movies you will ever find. Talk about a movie that combines sci-fi, a little bit of action, great acting, great writing, funny, charming. It's everything. Back to the Future is the total package, and it's a wonderful, amazing, awesome movie that I will love forever, and it is a huge part of my childhood. And I definitely agree, Jake. Back to the Future is a perfect movie. It's not the perfect movie, because I still think the perfect movie, the most cinematic perfection, belongs to The Shawshank Redemption, in my opinion. But Back to the Future is very close to cinematic perfection. I will give you that. So, let's see. Ryan writes in, just sent me a link here, but the link was from comicbook.com, and it says Disney's developing all night long movie based on Lionel Richie songs. I mean, right now that's the hot thing, right? So, you had the Queen movie Bohemian Rhapsody, and then you had the Rocket Man movie. There's been rumors of a Michael Jackson movie, but it's not been confirmed. And then, Lionel Richie now possibly. Oh, excuse me, guys. Man, that's awesome. Very professional me. And that's what happens when you have a live show, right? So yeah, I gotta say, I'd be down. Lionel Richie's life has been anything but boring. So yeah, I'd definitely love to see that. So that'd be cool. So Ryan, yeah, good comment there, Ryan. Patrick Greer writes in. He says, Doom Patrol, obviously, especially the karaoke episode. Dude, Pat, I loved Doom Patrol, but I'm not going to go into detail about it because I'm about to in just a couple of minutes. So put a pin in that. But I finished Doom Patrol, so it's one of the things I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes. So hold on, Pat. I'm going to get back to that. Dan writes in, says, why do video games turn movies statistically perform terribly at the box office? You can also look at live action remakes, for example, Avatar or Dragon Ball. Well, Dan, there's a very simple answer to that. Because the movies suck. To be honest, it has nothing to do with the material, in my opinion. It has everything to do with the people they bring in to adapt them. You get a good writer, you get a good director, and you're going to get a good movie. They just haven't done that. You haven't had good writers and good directors developing these movies, and that's why they're suffering. They think they can just throw out the IP and it's going to work. And I have actually a counter to this, and it's a surprising one, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog, of all movies, was the one, in my opinion, that kind of stepped up, and it didn't hit a home run, but let's say it got a triple. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog was supposed to be a piece of shit. Everybody expected it to be a piece of shit, and it was a fun movie. It was good. I really enjoyed Sonic the Hedgehog, and the best part of Sonic the Hedgehog is it didn't make $1 billion, it didn't even make $500 million, but it made the studio money enough where they're going to have a sequel, and that's including all the extra money they had to spend to redo the character because nobody liked the original concept. So that's my counter to that, Dan. Sonic the Hedgehog stepped up and became, I think, the first real movie that subverted expectations and really rose above that whole stereotype of video game movies not performing. But again, to be honest, I think it's just the studios weren't investing the money in the places they need to. And that isn't the marketing. It isn't, all the special effects that they need for this. It's a good writer and a good director. And if you have a good writer and you have a good director, you're going to get a good movie. You're going to get, have a plan, sit down, make your plan, write your movie, have a good script, have a good story, narrative purpose, not just, bullshit. And typically what you get is bullshit, like the ooh and ah wears off really quick. Assassin's Creed, oh, cool, it's Assassin's Creed in live action. Oh, this movie sucks. Like, what are they trying to say here? What is the point? And that's the problem they run into with a lot of the video game adaptations is there's no point. Comic book movies went through the same problem for a long, long, long time. Look at Spawn, for instance. That's just one. And that's a really good one to look at because visually stunning for its time. Visually it was like, dude, look at that. Yeah, it's Spawn. Awesome. But that was it. There was no... And it sucks because that comic in particular has a lot of really deep story to it. And really, but they just first of all, it was like an hour and 30 minutes. It wasn't enough time to really get into the meat of that character. And story means something. You can't just have all the visuals. You have to really build around it and plan it. And if you do that, if you build it, they will come. Okay. Like you have to really have a good story. You have to have, and again, director and writer make a big difference in movies. And now look at comic book movies. Now they have kind of a blueprint of how to do it. And they use really great writers, and they use really great directors, and then they use really good actors. And that's how do you do it. And I think the movie that I'm kind of thinking is going to really, really break through that door, I'm hoping anyway, is Uncharted, with Tom Holland, coming out pretty soon. Well, they're still in production, but I think Uncharted is the one that's going to really step up and kind of kick that door in and be like, no, now we got a good director, we got a good writer, we got a good lead actor, and the story has a real narrative purpose. And they've put in a lot of time and effort into Uncharted, and I think that's the one that's going to break through, in my opinion. But we'll see. But that's an awesome comment, Dan, and I appreciate you sending that one in. So Caitlin asks, have you watched Just Mercy yet? It's such an amazing movie. I have not, Caitlin, but literally it's on my list of things to do tonight. So Caitlin, I will be watching Just Mercy. So I will respond and let you know what I thought. And then Joe just says Fuller House. Well, Fuller House is in its final season, and to be honest, I never really sat down and watched Fuller House. I have seen episodes because my kids watched it, my daughter especially. But I mean, the one episode I saw, which was unfortunate, it was with not Robin Thicke, Alan Thicke, and he passed away shortly after he did it. Where he's like, Mike here. That was good. And I loved Full House when I was a kid. I watched it all the time. But I just, Fuller House is, either way, I'm good with it. I can take it. It's funny. It's nostalgic. But at the same time, it's not the same. And I think part of it's not having the twins there, not having the Olsen twins. I think that's a big part of that show. And it's a big hole that just never quite filled in. They were Full House. They were they built that whole show around the cute little adorable girl, and then all the other components fit into place, and the components are there, and I liked Fuller House, but I didn't love it. Not like I love Full House, but anyway, I still thought it was good, and it's going to be sad to see it go, but at the same time, it's probably time, I think it's, it's probably had its run, and it was cool to see it back, but it's also cool it can go. It's all right. So it's kind of how I feel about Fuller House. And that is all of our viewer comments that I had from Facebook. All of them were from Facebook, so nothing from Twitter, no emails this week. But if you do want to send in some viewer comments, you can email me, themovieidiot@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter @movieidiot1, or on Facebook as well @movieidiot1, and I will read your comments on air. So, all right, that gets me to finally the movies or shows that I watched this week. So this week I went back and saw something that I had seen before, just on a whim, because I got HBO Max and I was perusing through and I ran across The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. Now, if you are a Batman fan or a DC fan or even a comic book fan, you need to watch The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. It's animated. This is not The Dark Knight Returns, the movie. This is The Dark Knight Returns. It's based specifically off the comic The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. And it's very well considered to be one of the greatest comic book... I don't know if it was graphic novels. I can't quite remember. I'm not a huge... I'm not a huge comic guy. I like comics. I like, some of the stories. But anyway, it was a whole series, basically, or a 2-part series or whatever that they released. And I think they were graphic novels. But The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, it's an older Batman, retired, coming out of retirement. And with everything going on right now, watching that, it's just crazy because it gets into the polarization of Batman and how he literally divides the media and people on what he's doing, and it gets really in depth on it. And also, there's just a lot of really cool stuff that happens too. It's brutal, it's violent, it's Batman at his best or worst depending on what you think. But it's amazing, and I fully recommend watching The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. You can catch it on HBO Max if you have a way to watch it, because they're still not on Roku or Amazon Fire. But I was able to cast it through my Chromecast. So yeah, definitely recommend The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2. And that brings me to the other one that Pat sent in and talked about a little bit ago, and I definitely want to touch on, and that is Doom Patrol, which I talked a little bit about last week, but I finally finished it. I finished Doom Patrol, which just in time because the second season of Doom Patrol is coming out very soon. So Doom Patrol is awesome, you guys. It is awesome, and I fully recommend watching Doom Patrol. Now, Pat had talked, and I didn't read this off, but he had talked a little bit in the comments about how he thought the weakest part of the show was Cyborg, and Vic Stone, Cyborg. And yes, Vic is definitely, to kind of comment Pat, Vic is the weakest part, I think, in the team. But I don't consider it a weakness per se. I still kind of like the character. I still kind of like the actor. I think he does an okay job. He's not great. He's okay. But the rest of them are amazing. Especially Jane. Jane is awesome. She's definitely my favorite character on the show. And Jane's character is a character who has like multiple personalities. She has like 48 different personalities, and each one has its own superpower. So amazing. A lot of the if you're a fan of Spartacus, you will be a fan of the character Flex Metallo. One of the characters from Spartacus. I can't think of his name right now. He's the main antithesis in the beginning of Spartacus to Spartacus, the main gladiator guy. God, I can't remember his name. Anyway, the actor is the same guy, and Flex Metallo has possibly the best moment in the entire show, and it's towards the end, and I flexed the wrong muscle, and that's all I'm gonna say. You need to watch it. Doom Patrol is great. It is not that funny of a show, but there are definitely some crazy laugh out loud funny parts. Mature audiences only, not for kids. But definitely an awesome show. Right in that ilk with The Boys and Umbrella Academy. If you like those, you're gonna love Doom Patrol. So definitely recommend Doom Patrol on HBO Max. You guys should check it out for sure. And those are the two shows that I watch, or movie/shows that I watched this week. And guys, that's gonna do it. It's gonna do it today for the Movie Idiot Show. We went almost an hour today, so no live comments to read off, and so yeah, we're just gonna call it a day here. I want to thank Brian Hall, who subscribed this week to the channel. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. And again, I want to thank Voldemort's Missing Nose for donating, so for a tip today. And you guys, thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. We're going to do it again next week, Friday at 9:30 Central Standard Time. And again, if you want to send in stuff to the show one more time, many ways to do it. You can email themovieidiot@gmail.com. You can do Twitter or Facebook @movieidiot1. But the best way is this guy right here. You send in your questions or comments, and you tip the channel to help support it to streamlabs.com/movieidiot. You send in your tips there, and you get bumped up to the top, to the front of the line if you do that, and I read them out loud and talk to you guys about them, and that's how we do it. So again, thank you guys for checking out the Movie Idiot Show, and I hope you all have a great week. And again, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will...